never seen a good thing. I ain't never seen a good thing. I ain't never seen a good thing. I ain't never seen a good thing. Come out of Nazareth. Come out of Nazareth. Come out of Nazareth. I ain't never seen a good thing. 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 Come out of Nazareth. Come out of Nazareth. Come out of Nazareth.
I'm coming straight out that north. They know me well on my side. Ironic, my name from the Bible, but they raising hell on my side. Stricken with poverty, I only profit be the illegitimate kind. Watching for the cops, watching for the ops, never know which enemy slide. I can't give my life to the streets, I know I'm really trying to give it to God. Son waiting at the crib for me now. I gotta be there for him and provide. Bring your trip, don't wanna see me alive, so I gotta keep the stick when I'm riding. Some telling me repeating, I'm trying, but how I'ma win with the sin in my mind? No, I'm chosen, I can feel it inside, but how I'm supposed to leave my niggas behind? Can't help it, admit that I'm dealing with pride. I know they gon' say that I switched and I'm high. Know how I feel, need to quit with that line. I told them if they don't repent, they gon' die. Every time I pull a script, they look me in my eye and say I ain't really they got it. Telling me
I ain't never seen a good thing. 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 Come out of Nazareth. Come out of Nazareth. Come out of Nazareth. I ain't never seen a good thing. 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 Come out of Nazareth. Come out of Nazareth. Come out of Nazareth.
I'm from the streets where that life it be grimy. I got that project life all up beside me. Got me a couple of goons that's behind me. I stayed on the block, you knew just where to find me. If it's forgot, I was quick to remind them. You know exactly what we supplying. We're slanging it happily until we die and avoid you an accident. It's best you ain't try. If it's that gutter, I called it that life. Didn't give a damn about paying the piper. Came from the dark, had to switch to that light. Learned me some laws, had to switch up the side. Now I'm switch, only slanging them scripts. Sipping milk, come and get you a fix. Getting built, never waving no tilt. Serving knowledge, come and get you a meal.
I ain't never seen a good thing. 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 Come out of Nazareth. Come out of Nazareth. Come out of Nazareth. I ain't never seen a good thing. 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 Come out of Nazareth. Come out of Nazareth. Come out of Nazareth.
Selling drugs on the block to teaching our people things they forgot. Growing up, I ain't have a lot. Now I found out the what is mine. Now I found out that I'm the one that good things never came from. In the streets where it's no love. From the concrete to rose grove, I was going down the wrong path. Knew the trap was a real trap. And you witnessing the aftermath. This is where it all happens at. Trials gave me a cold heart. Now I found me a new start. Now it's only right I do my part. Nazareth ain't too far.
I ain't never seen a good thing. 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 Come out of Nazareth. Come out of Nazareth. Come out of Nazareth. I ain't never seen a good thing. 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 Come out of Nazareth. Come out of Nazareth. Come out of Nazareth.
Say 98.
From the feet of Gamaliel to the carcass of Stephen, I was excelling the zeal of my brethren. I was not without that change in the regimen. I put through hell who I thought was a heretic, I was a whole different specimen, Pharisee. It wasn't fair, I wasn't sparing them, If they was spreading that resurrect rhetoric, I'm gonna be there when they bury them, I'm on my way to Damascus, finna get licensed to get on their asses, Forsaking the elders' traditions for madness, no, I ain't ain't giving no passes. I'm on my neck and suddenly light shine. Felt like the sun running up on me. Damn, it wasn't the sun, but I'll be damn. It was the Son of Man. Got knocked to the earth, I'm shocked and I'm hurt. Can barely breathe, heart pounding. Then I hear a voice sounding. Why persecutest thou me? I'm so confused, like what did I do? I know you an angel or something, but who? He said all that violence that you been inciting, I am the one you was doing it to. At this point I'm really terrified. Lord, what can I do for you to spare my life? He told me arise, go on to Damascus, you'll see what's next. You gon' be alright. When he departed, he left with my sight. I couldn't see at all. With no turning back, he put me on track. He turned me from Saul to Paul.
I used to blaspheme, and I did it ignorantly. And I did it all in unbelief, until the Lord enabled me. Now I'm praying that I never leave, and you don't take the spirit from me. I was walking in the flesh so carnally, didn't understand the truth, but now I say, And the knife put his hands on me, and then I went straight away. Only teaching the gospel of the king. Now they waiting for my blood at the gate. But oh well, when I was doing evil, they treated me so well. But now they only beat me and throw me in cold cells. Taught in all the city, and they show me no pity. But do they know they opposing their own selves? Look, I gotta keep pushing, I gotta keep going. I got so much work to do. Like set up some churches and put out some doctors. I can't get comfortable. I gotta wake up the Northern Kingdom. Many offended at what I'm teaching. Showing the 12 tribes some true repentance. Now I'm delivered to King Agrippa. Think myself happy, I speak for myself. I'm not causing riots or causing rebel. Showing Samaria, the Commonwealth. They so selfish, damn. I thought they would get it because I'm a Jew. Keeping the custom since I was a youth. No shock my brethren, rejecting the truth. Which of the fathers they ain't persecute?
Me, I'm trying to find a good thing. Do you qualify? Could you modify to personify? Will Iuic, mama prophesy for the type of God that I be? I see. Let me run by you what I need and call you a righteous wifey. Let me dive into your psyche. I need a continent minded. Positive vibe and not with the drama. She got the kind of persona. Got the people wondering like how did I find her? To look good, I ain't got a reminder. Recipes, she got in the lineup. Laundry good, she ain't watching it pile up. Count clothes, I ain't gotta go on them. She got it covered, I can't deny that I love it. You know she modest and covered, silent and loving. Just looking at her, I get encouraged. Smiling and blushing, take the correction like a champ. Virtuous, yeah, I give it a stamp. Walk in the crib, she lit like a lamp. She know what I need to revamp. But I call her help me to help me to help me for me. Yeah, she help me to help me to help me for me. Yeah, that's what I call it. Help me to help me to help me to help me for me. Yeah, that's what I call it. Help me to help me to help me to help me.
Tell me love, will you hold me down? Even when the nations scold me now. Now we been through a thing, here and there, been the same from the fire to go burn down. And there go beauty galore. When that love run deep to the core. When it all falls down, I adore. He got lost like never before, lady. I know I've been real busy lately, but I can show you one thing, I can tell you one thing, you will be rewarded greatly. If you just endure with patience, you can't doubt that at all. You must be that way for the call. When things get hard, won't let you fall. Be my help me, support the God.
But I call her help me to help me to help me for me. Yeah, she help me to help me to help me for me. Yeah, that's what I call it. Help me to help me to help me to help me. For me. Yeah, that's what I call it. Help me. Help me. Help me to help me. Yo.
My tender and delicate gift. She the one that had been destined for me. She been there when the going get stiff. I'm really thinking she won't tarry from it. Hopefully she stay good with the drift. Far as I remember, she been staying loyal. Never buck, she ain't giving no lip. When I stumble, she give me a lip. Ayy, she is my lady. She thought I was crazy. She looked at me wild when I gave her the truth. And I tried to explain, she thought I was insane. It's the only way I'm finna change what I do. Through the mess and the struggle, the fight and the tussle. She stayed with the brew and she followed the Jew. Now I know that she 10 toes and stuck to the grind. And she finna do just what I needed to do. She grow garden, she so garment, she so special to me. She go harder, ain't no daughter that's more special to me. She grow garden, she so garment, she so special to me. She go harder, ain't no daughter that's more special to me.
But I call her help me, help me, help me to help me, for me. Yeah, she help me, help me, help me to help me, for me. Yeah, that's what I call it, help me, help me, help me to help me, for me. Yeah, that's what I call it, help me, help me, help me to help me, for me.
Check, mic
Just,
check.
just.
Shalom Israel, Most High in Christ bless. Sorry for the what's the word? Delay. Sorry for the delay. Had some technical difficulties and whatnot. But we here. We finna get the 4 chapters in. So all praise to the Most High. This is Iuic Arkansas holding it down today. Myself, Officer Emmanuel.
Officer Jonah.
And we will be reading the book of Joel, chapters 1 through 3, and Amos, chapter 1. So it's a lot of history. I forgot to bring my little book. I had a little book. but it's history and prophecy. It's heavy. All right, but we ain't going to try to take all day. But we're going to try to zoom through this. All right, so Joel, chapter 1, verse 1. A lot of the scholars had issues trying to determine at what time period Joel was written, because like in Joel 1 and 1, it don't say like the other ones in the days of Uzziah the king and so on and so forth. But we know precept upon we know precept upon precept what time period it was, so we're going to show y'all. All right, Joel chapter 1, verse 1.
The book of Joel, chapter 1 and verse 1. The word of the Lord that came to Joel, the son of Pethuel. Hear this, ye old men, and give ear, all ye inhabitants of the land. Had this been in your days, or even in the days of your fathers? Tell ye your children of it, and let your children tell their children, and let their children another generation.
That what?
That which the palmer worm hath left, had the locust eaten, and that which the locust had left, had the cankerworm eaten, and that which the cankerworm had left, had the caterpillar eaten.
Right, so the Lord is saying, look, your what's finna happen with y'all right now, tell y'all children from generation to generation the plague that's finna come on y'all crops via the locust and the cankerworm. All right, so during this time period, going into the Babylonian captivity, we had to endure these curses of Deuteronomy 28 that came upon us. Let's get that in Deuteronomy 28:38. So the curses that you normally don't hear being brought out on the street, whoever say, give me Deuteronomy 28:38. Right. Don't nobody usually say that. Why? Because we went through these curses during this time period when we actually had our own land. We had crops, vineyards, etc., etc. And this is when we had to endure that. Deuteronomy 28:38.
The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28 and verse 38. Thou shalt carry much seed out into the field, and shalt gather but little in, for the locust shall consume it.
For the what?
The locust shall consume it.
Right, that's what we just read in Joel, right? It said, the palmer worm have the locust have eaten. All right, read on.
Deuteronomy.
Yes, 39.
Thou shalt plant vineyards and dress them, but shalt neither drink of the wine, nor gather the grapes, for the worms shall eat them.
Right, so that's going into verse 5. Go back to Joel, read verse 5.
Joel chapter 1 and verse 5.
Uh-huh.
Awake, ye drunkards, and weep, and howl, all ye drinkers of wine, because of the new wine, for it is cut off from your mouth.
So when he's saying a new wine is cut off from your mouth, that's going into the Deuteronomy 28:39 when it said, but shall neither drink of the wine nor gather the grapes, for the worms shall eat them. So the worms, the palmer worms, canker worms, whatever, they was gonna eat up our vineyards in which we grew the grapes for the wine. So that's why he said the new wine is cut off from your mouth, because of Deuteronomy 28 verse 39. All right, read on.
Verse 6. For a nation is come up upon my land, strong and without number, whose teeth are the teeth of a lion, and he hath the cheek teeth of a great lion.
So this is how we know what time period this is. It said, for a nation has come up upon my land, strong without number, whose teeth are the teeth of a lion. So, if you're familiar with the book of Daniel, you can easily kind of piece it together which nation was represented as the lion. All right, so let's get Jeremiah chapter 4, verse 6. Jeremiah 4, verse 6.
The book of Jeremiah, chapter 4 and verse 6. Set up the standards toward Zion. Retire, stay not, for I will bring evil from the north.
From the where?
From the north.
From the north. From the north. So in history, you had a north country. Today, we know who the land of the north is now. But back then, it was a different north country. All right, but read on.
And a great destruction.
Uh-huh.
The lion is come up from his thicket.
So this lion is referring to the same evil that he gonna bring from the north. All right, that's the same lion. The people of the land of the north is the lion. So the lion has come up from his thicket, read.
And the destroyer of the Gentiles is on his way.
Right, the destroyer of the nations is on his way. I know this sound like, oh, the lion of Judah destroying the nation. No, this ain't talking about Christ. All right, the lion that come up from his thicket, the destroyer of the nations, is talking about a nation that's not us. All right, read on.
He is gone forth from his place to make thy land desolate.
That's how you know it ain't talking about Christ. The Lord is telling Israel, this lion, this destroyer is coming to make your land desolate. Israel, read on.
And thy city shall be laid waste without an inhabitant.
Right, so let's see who this land of the north is. Ezekiel 26, verse 7. So this is going to try to connect the dots to show you who the destroyer of the Gentiles is in that land of the north, who is that lion that Joel 1 and 6 is referring to. Yeah. So this is the Lord telling Tyre and Zidon, or Tyrus, the judgment that will come upon them. So when it said destroyer of the Gentiles, the Lord ain't just raised up Babylon to judge Israel. Babylon went and judged a lot of nations. The Lord used them as a sword for real, not for just us, but to let out wrath on the other nations as well. That's why he called them the destroyer of the Gentiles. Read that.
The book of Ezekiel, chapter 26 and verse 7. For thus saith the Lord God, behold, I will bring upon Tyrus Nebuchadnezzar, king of Babylon.
King of who?
Of Babylon.
King of who?
Of Babylon.
Read.
A king of kings. From the north.
From the where?
From the north.
From the north. So this land of the north that Jeremiah 4 and 6 and 7 was talking about, that lion that came from his thicket, is referring to Babylon. All right, read on.
With horses and with chariots and with horsemen and companies and much people.
And what are you going to do?
And he shall slay with the sword thy daughters in the field.
Hence why the Bible said that he was the destroyer of the Gentiles. He letting Tyrus know, which is a Gentile nation, a heathen, with Babylon, the destruction that they going to put up on them. All right? So, Louisville, y'all got the sense on that. Let's go back to Joel chapter 1.
Verse 7. Whoa.
All right, Joel chapter 1, where we at, verse 7.
The book of Joel chapter 1 and verse 7. He have laid my vine waste and barked my fig tree. He have made it clean bare, and it cast it away. The branches thereof are made white.
Come on.
Lament like a virgin girded with sackcloth for the husband of her youth. The meat offering and the drink offering is cut off from the house of the Lord. The priests, the Lord's ministers mourn. The field is wasted, the land mourneth, for the corn is wasted. The new wine is dried up, the oil languisheth. Be ye ashamed, O ye husbandmen. Howl, O ye vine dressers, for the wheat and for the barley, because the harvest of the field is perished. The vine is dried up, and the fig tree languisheth. The pomegranate tree, the palm tree also, and the apple tree, even all the trees of the field are withered, because joy is withered away from the sons of men. Gird yourselves and lament, ye priests.
Hey, Israel, I think we had conflicting schedules, so we just going to have to zoom through this. We ain't going to be able to go precept upon precept because it look like casting down imaginations is on. So we finna just zoom through this. We can alternate chapters, bro. Okay. All right, go ahead.
How ye ministers of the altar, come, lie all night in sackcloth, ye ministers of my God. For the meat offering and the drink offering is withholden from the house of your God. Sanctify ye a fast, call a solemn assembly, gather the elders and all the inhabitants of the land into the house of the Lord your God, and cry unto the Lord. Alas for the day of the Lord is at hand, and as a destruction from the Almighty shall it come. Is not the meat cut off from before your eyes? Yea, joy and gladness from the house of our God. The seed is rotten under their clods. The garners are laid desolate. The barns are broken down, for the corn is withered. How do the beasts groan? The herds of cattle are perplexed, because they have no pasture. Yea, the flocks of the sheep are made desolate. O Lord, to thee will I cry, for the fire have devoured the pastures of the wilderness, and the flame have burnt all the trees of the field. The beasts of the field cry also unto thee, for the rivers of waters are dried up, and the fire have devoured the pastures of the wilderness.
Joel chapter 2, verse 1. Blow ye the trumpet in Zion, and sound an alarm in my holy mountain. Let all the inhabitants of the land tremble, for the day of the Lord cometh, for it is nigh at hand. A day of darkness and of gloominess, a day of clouds and of thick darkness, and the morning spread upon the mountains. A great people and a strong. There have not been ever the like, neither shall there be any more after it, even to the years of many generations. A fire devoureth before them, and behind them a flame burneth. The land is as the garden of Eden before them, and behind them a desolate wilderness. Yea, and nothing shall escape them. The appearance of them is as the appearance of horses, and as horsemen, so shall they run. Like the noise of chariots on the tops of mountains shall they leap. Like the noise of a flame of fire that devoureth the stubble. As a strong people set in battle array. Before their face the people shall be much pain. All faces shall gather blackness. They shall run like mighty men. They shall climb the wall like men of war. And they shall march every one on his ways, and they shall not break their ranks. Neither shall one thrust another. They shall walk every one in his path. And when they shall fall upon the sword, they shall not be wounded. They shall run to and fro in the city. They shall run upon the wall. They shall climb upon the houses. They shall enter in at the windows like a thief. The earth shall quake before them. The heavens shall tremble. The sun and the moon shall be dark, and the stars shall withdraw their shining. And the Lord shall utter his voice before his army, for his camp is very great. For he is strong that executeth his word. For the day of the Lord is great and very terrible, and who can abide it? Therefore also now, saith the Lord, turn ye even to me with all your heart, and with fasting, and with weeping, and with mourning, and rend your heart and not your garments, and turn unto the Lord your God. For he is gracious and merciful, slow to anger, and of great kindness, and repenteth him of the evil. Who knoweth if he will return and repent, and leave a blessing behind him, even a meat offering and a drink offering unto the Lord your God. Blow the trumpet in Zion, sanctify a fast, call a solemn assembly. Gather the people, sanctify the congregation. Assemble the elders, gather the children, and those that suck the breast. Let the bridegroom go forth of his chamber, and let the bride out of her closet. Let the priests, the ministers of the Lord, weep between the porch and the altar, and let them say, Spare thy people, O Lord, and give not thine heritage to reproach, that the heathen should rule over them. Wherefore should they say among the people, Where is their God? Then will the Lord be jealous for his land, and pity his people. Yea, the Lord will answer and say unto his people, Behold, I will send you corn and wine and oil, and ye shall be satisfied therewith. And I will no more make you a reproach among the heathen. But I will remove far off from you the northern army, and will drive him into a land barren and desolate, with his face towards the east sea, and his hinder part toward the utmost sea. And his stink shall come up, and his ill savor shall come up, because he hath done great things. Fear not, O land, be glad and rejoice, for the Lord will do great things. Be not afraid, ye beasts of the field, for the pastures of the wilderness do spring. For the tree beareth her fruit, the fig tree and the vine do yield their strength. Be glad then, ye children of Zion, and rejoice in the Lord your God. For we have given you the former rain moderately, and he will cause to come down for you the rain, the former rain, and the latter rain in the first month. And the floor shall be full of wheat, and the fat shall overflow with wine and oil. And I will restore to you the years that the locusts have eaten, the cankerworm, and the caterpillar, and the palmer worm, my great army which I sent among you. And ye shall eat in plenty, and be satisfied, and praise the name of the Lord your God, that have dealt wondrously with you. And my people shall never be ashamed. And ye shall know that I am in the midst of Israel, and that I am the Lord your God, and none else. And my people shall never be ashamed. And it shall come to pass afterward, that I will pour out my spirit upon all flesh, and your sons and your daughters shall prophesy, and your old men shall dream dreams, your young men shall see visions. And also upon the servants and upon the handmaids in those days will I pour out my spirit. And I will show wonders in the heavens and in the earth, blood and fire and pillars of smoke. The sun shall be turned into darkness, and the moon into blood, before the great and the terrible day of the Lord come. And it shall come to pass that whosoever shall call on the name of the Lord shall be delivered. For in Mount Zion and in Jerusalem shall be deliverance, as the Lord hath said, and in the remnant whom the Lord shall call.
The book of Joel, chapter 3, and verse 1. For behold, in those days and in that time when I shall bring again the captivity of Judah and Jerusalem, I will also gather all nations and will bring them down into the valley of Jehoshaphat, and will plead with them there for my people, and for my heritage Israel, whom they have scattered among the nations and parted my land. And they have cast lots for my people, and have given a boy for a harlot, and sold a girl for wine, that they might drink. Yea, and what have ye to do with me, O Tyre and Zidon, and all the coast of Palestine? Will ye render me a recompense? And if ye recompense me, swiftly and speedily will I return the recompense upon your own head. Because ye have taken my silver and my gold, and have carried into your temples my goodly pleasant things. The children also of Judah and the children of Jerusalem have ye sold unto the Grecians, that ye might remove them far from their border. Behold, I will raise them out of their place whither ye have sold them, and will return your recompense upon your own head. And I will sell your sons and your daughters into the hand of the children of Judah, and they shall sell them to the Sabeans, to a people far off, for the Lord hath spoken it. Proclaim ye this among the Gentiles. Prepare war. Wake up the mighty men. Let all the men of war draw near. Let them come up. Beat your plowshares into swords, and your pruning hooks into spears. Let the weak say, I am strong. Assemble yourselves, and come all ye heathen, and gather yourselves together round about. Thither cause thy mighty ones to come down, O Lord. Let the heathen be wakened and come up to the valley of Jehoshaphat. For there will I sit to judge all the heathen round about. Put ye in the sickle, for the harvest is ripe. Come, get you down, for the press is full. The fats overflow, for the wickedness is great. Multitudes, multitudes in the valley of decision. For the day of the Lord is near in the valley of decision. The sun and moon shall be darkened, and the stars shall draw their shining. The Lord also shall roar out of Zion, and utter his voice from Jerusalem. And the heavens and the earth shall shake, but the Lord will be the hope of his people, and the strength of the children of Israel. So shall ye know that I am the Lord your God, dwelling in Zion, my holy mountain. Then shall Jerusalem be holy, and there shall no strangers pass through her any more. And it shall come to pass in that day that the mountains shall drop down new wine, and the hills shall flow with milk, and all the rivers of Judah shall flow with waters. A fountain shall come forth of the house of the Lord, and shall water the valley of Shittim. Egypt shall be a desolation, and Edom shall be a desolate wilderness, for the violence against the children of Judah, because they have shed innocent blood in their land. But Judah shall dwell forever, and Jerusalem from generation to generation. For I will cleanse their blood that I have not cleansed, for the Lord dwelleth in Zion.
The book of Amos, chapter 1, verse 1. The words of Amos, who was among the herdmen of Tekoa, which he saw concerning Israel in the days of Uzziah, king of Judah, and in the days of Jeroboam, the son of Joash, king of Israel, 2 years before the earthquake. And he said, the Lord will roar from Zion, and utter his voice from Jerusalem, and the habitations of the shepherds shall mourn, and the top of Carmel shall wither. Thus saith the Lord, for 3 transgressions of Damascus, and for 4 I will not turn away the punishment thereof, because they have threshed Gilead with threshing instruments of iron. But I will send a fire into the house of Hazael, which shall devour the palaces of Benadad. I will break also the bar of Damascus, and cut off the inhabitant from the plain of Avon, and him that holdeth the scepter from the house of Eden. And the people of Syria shall go into captivity unto Kir, saith the Lord. Thus saith the Lord, for 3 transgressions of Gaza, and for 4 I will not turn away the punishment thereof, because they carried away captive the whole captivity, to deliver them up to Edom. But I will send a fire on the wall of Gaza, which shall devour the palaces thereof, and I will cut off the inhabitant from Ashdod, and in him that holdeth the scepter from Ashkelon, and I will turn my hand against Ekron, and the remnant of the Philistine, excuse me, and the remnant of the Philistines shall perish, saith the Lord God. Thus saith the Lord, for 3 transgressions of Tyrus, and for 4 I will not turn away the punishment thereof, because they delivered up the whole captivity to Edom, and remembered not the brotherly covenant. But I will send a fire on the wall of Tyrus, which shall devour the palaces thereof. Thus saith the Lord, for 3 transgressions of Edom, and for 4 I will not turn away the punishment thereof, because he did pursue his brother with the sword, and did cast off all pity, and his anger did tear perpetually, and he kept his wrath forever. But I will send a fire upon Teman, which shall devour the palaces of Basra. Thus saith the Lord, for 3 transgressions of the children of Ammon, and for 4 I will not turn away the punishment thereof, because they have ripped up the women with child of Gilead, that they might enlarge their border. But I will kindle a fire in the wall of Rabbah, and it shall devour the palaces thereof, with shouting in the day of battle, with the tempest in the day of the whirlwind. And their king shall go into captivity, he and his princes together, said the Lord. So that's your 4 chapters for the day. Like I said, sorry we can go precept upon precept, because casting down imaginations is on. So get off of this and go tune into that. Shalom, Most High in Christ, please.